Mustakharaj was land tax paid by Hindus. Who among the following officers was not a part of Alauddin Khilji's market control system? Diwani Mustakharaj. Who among the following sultans had assumed the title of Jilla Allah, shadow of God on earth? Balban, the sultan who first formulated the famine code to provide relief to the famine affected people. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Khud caste or resident cultivators refer to peasants who had lived in the same village for a long time and owned their own bullocks and implements. The part of the live had Qutbuddin Abu Khalid. The foundation of the first so-called seven cities of medieval India was Mehrali. Sultan who styled himself the second legendary Sikandar Thani was Alauddin Khilji. Which of the following was the first ruler of the Delhi Sultan to put forward the view that kingship should be based on the willing support of the governor Jalaluddin Khilji? During the Tughlaq reign, under whose reign did the first Mongol invasion take place? Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's experiment of introducing token currency failed on account of large-scale minting of spurious coins. The Chalisa or the group of 40 was abolished by Balban. The first Indo-Muslim classic on political theory and art of governmental organization prepared under Iltutmish was known as Ahkam-us-Sultaniya, who was the real source of Sultan's authority, military strength. The land revenue yielding territories of the Sultanate were divided into Khalisa or crown land and Iqta. Which of the following causes were responsible for failure of the Department of Agriculture? Diwan-e-Koi created by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The piece of land chosen for experiment was not fertile. The money embarked for the scheme was badly spent. The Sultan could not give the attention to the scheme which required. What was Awwab? Miscellaneous kinds of taxes like the house tax, grazing tax, irrigation tax. It is which one of the following Persian work was authored by Sultan Rai Bhandari? Khulasat-e-Tawarikh. The state promoted canal irrigation system was initiated by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Which of the following was not one of the steps taken by Firuz Shah Tughlaq to encourage agriculture? He undertook reclamation of wastelands. Which of the following was not a defect in the agrarian policy of Firuz Shah Tughlaq? He permitted the sale, purchase and mortgage of Iqtas. Which one of the following changes in the Iqta system was not introduced by Firuz Tughlaq? He rigidly enforced the non-transfer of assignments. Who were the Barids? The revenues, reporters and secret spies. Diwan-e-Wazarat had under it other minor departments, each under a distinct official of its own. Which of the following heads of department did not result in the Wazir in management of state finance? Diwan-e-Riyasat or department in charge public grievances, trade and measures, markets, etc. Several types of Iqtas were granted during the Sultanate period. Which of the following was the most important Iqta? The administrative Iqta in the form of military grant. The Delhi Sultan who fixed land revenue on a basis of measurement of land and estimation of yield per Bishwa, Alauddin Khilji. The nobility of the Sultanate was largely composed of Turks, a group of officers to be collectively known as Umaras were nobles. Which of the following was the most well-known portfolio in the earliest nobility created during the Sultanate period? Turkhan-e-Chahal-Gani. The minister in charge of organization of military contingents in early Delhi Sultanate was known as the Rawat-e-Arj. Who among the following historians does not give information on Alauddin Khilji's price control measures? Minhaj Siraj. The provincial governors during the Sultanate period were designated as Naib Mukti or Muktai Wali. Which of the following is incorrect matched for the revenue collection? In the formal sense, which of the following correctly describe the nature of the state during the Sultanate period of India theocracy? The token currency introduced by Muhammad bin Tughlaq was Tanka of an inferior metal in place of the prevalent silver Tanka. Which of the following metal was used by him for issuing the token currency? Copper. Which of the following held the highest and an extraordinary position in the central government? Naib-e-Mulk is the regent of the state. Which of the following sultans tried to organize the army on the decimal system on the Mughal pattern? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Which one of the following agrarian measures was not adopted by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq? He made a large reduction in the scale of revenue fixed by Alauddin and brought it down to 1/6 of the gross produce. Rule of 1/3 and 1/4 was included in the Mantadari system in the age of Shah Jahan. Which of the following was the greatest contribution of Alauddin Khilji in the field of agrarian administration? He was the first to introduce a system of measurement and of land for the assessment of revenue. Balban created the Diwan-e-Arj. What was it? The Department of Military Affairs. Jaunin Baranj Tarikh-e-Pirushahi reports a long conversation between Balban and his son Muhammad Mughra Khan. What was the Fatwa-e-Jahandari? A handbook of advice for sultans with squarely in the Persian tradition. At the time of Alauddin Khilji's accession, the revenue department was notorious for corruption and bribery. Which of the following measures was not taken by him to eradicate corruption from the revenue department? Examination of the accountants by of Patwari with a view to know the exact figures entered in the name of revenue collection. Which of the following was the greatest contribution of Alauddin Khilji in the field of agrarian administration? He was the first to introduce a system of measurement of land for the assessment of revenue. Which of the following was not one of the major taxes during the Sultan period? A tax on purchase and sale of commodities. Which of the following classed him had to pay the maximum amount of jizya? Money changers, cloth dealers, landowners, merchants, and physicians. The Majlis-e Khilafat was a council of friends and trusted officials of the Sultan, which he consulted on important affairs of the state. Which one of the following statements about Iqta system in the assessment is not correct? Nizam-ul-Mulk emphasized Mufti's right to collect and appropriate taxes. The main motive of Alauddin Khilji in introducing market control measures or economic regulation was to keep his soldiers contented on a meager salary. The Iqta system had been called the central period of the administration system of the Sultanate of Delhi because the troops maintained by Iqtadars constituted the largest chunk of the army of the Sultanate. Which point regarded the Khalsa land or the crown land of the Sultan is incorrect. This land was of not one contiguous entity. One of the chief officers in Akbar's government was Abul Qujar. What was his responsibility? He was in charge of the maintenance of the army supplies and weapons. Income from the Khalsa villages went directly to the royal exchequers. The Inam lands were allotted to learned and religious men. Jagirs were allotted to the nobles and the members of the royal family, who was the principal link between the ruler and the administration. The Wazir, who was the Mir Bakshi, head of the military department, who was the intelligence officer. The judicial department was headed by Chief Qazi. The daily appearance of the emperor's appearance at the balcony the balcony of the palace was called Jharokha Darshan. In 1580, how many Subhas did Akbar divided his kingdom into 12? Abu Fazl said that in order to soothe the mind of the Zamindars, he entered into matrimonial relations with them. So, who was the Mughal ruler Abu Fazl is referring to? Humayun. Which of the following here is correctly matched? Diwan-e-Bandigan, Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Akbar introduced a Mansabdari system in order to organize the mobility as well as his army. Mansab was only a rank. Mansab was allotted to all the officers of the state. Among the Mughal princes, the highest Mansab ever held was that of the Rasco. What were persons holding rank from 5,000 to 2,500 and Amirs? Mansabdars who were paid in cash were called Lakdij. Akbar introduced the Mansabdari system in order to organize the nobility as well as his army. The troops raised by the emperor were not paid directly by the state and placed under charge of Mansabdars or arranged the Khitam. What was the designation of the officer under the Mughals who was in charge of artillery? Mir Atish. Which Sultan, in order to forestall conspiracies, banned banquets and assemblies and prepared to country with his spies? Balban. The origin of the Mansabdari system introduced by Akbar in the Mughal army can be traced back to Genghis Khan. Why did Akbar use the title Diwane or Diwane Allah in reference to Wazir? Because the Wazir was no longer the principal advisor to the ruler, but an expert in revenue affairs. Towards the end of his empire, reign, Akbar ended 3 provinces in the Deccan to his empire. Which of the following was not among these? Beran, the Hindu doctrines, which greatly influenced the approval of doctrine of karma, transmigration of soul. Which of the following was not a son of the Qazil? Collection of arms. Which Mughal emperor allowed his chain with bells to be hung outside his palace to enable petitioners to bring their grievances to the notice of the Emperor Jahangir? The revenue assessment known as Batai, Allah Bakhsh or Bahawali was the method of cooperating on the basis of mutual agreement. Kabuliyat. Which of the following measures was not taken by Shah Jahan to improve the fiscal resources of the state? The system of assignment of Jagirs was restricted by Mansabdars. Which one of the following statement is not correct? Office of the Vakil assumed importance during the later part of Aurangzeb's the Duaspa rank in the Maslaki system was introduced by Jahangir. Which one of the following was the spokesman of ulema and guardians of Islam? Sadr Sadr. Which of the following was not duty of Mir Baqs under the Mughals? He represented the emperors in later services. Which of the following was not duty of Subedars under the Mughals? He appointed in provincial others. Name one of the following who acted as a check on some Subedar Diwan. Who of the following was the head of civil as well as military administration of province? The Najim, the most important arm of the Mughal army called the flowers of the army was cavalry. In which of the following wings of the Mughal army were foreigners like the Portuguese and Ottomans employed artillery? Which of the following branches of the army was wholly state-paid? Artillery. The Mughal emperor the Mughal army placed the most reliance on one of the following arms: infantry. Akbar brought out several reforms in the army, however, which among the following was not one of them? Forcing the Mansabdars to keep the number of their soldiers according to the number of their mansabs. Which statement on Jagirdari system of Mughal is incorrect? Mansabdar continued to enjoy the same Jagir throughout his life. Though which system did Akbar organize the mobility in the army? A Mansabdari system. Under the Mansabdari system, every officer was assigned a rank. Mansab, the lowest rank, was 10. Two premier nobles of Akbar's empire were honored with the rank of 7,000 each. They were Mirza Aziz Koka and Raja Man Singh. In 1594 to 1595, the Mansab rank was divided into two, which were Jat and Sawar. Which of the following statement regarding the Sawar rank is not correct? A Sawar with only one horse was considered to be only one Sawar. According to the quality of horses and elephants, they were classified into how many categories? 5 and 6 respectively. 6 and 5 respectively. Which of the following statements about the Hadij gentlemen troopers is incorrect? They were not answerable to the emperor and could make their own rules. The foot soldiers in the Mughal army included porters, servants, news runners, swordsmen, settlers and slaves. What was the strength of the cavalry under Shah Jahan? 2 lakh. The Maratha came to be admitted to the nobility during the reign of Jahangir. Persons holding the rank from 500 to less than 2,500 Banan Jamir. The important modification introduced by Shah Jahan to the Mansabdari system was that he drastically reduced the number of Sawars a noble was required to maintain. The Mughal emperors insisted on the Mansabdars maintaining mixed contingents of comprising Mughals, Pathans, Rajputs, Sikhs in order to weaken the forces of tribalism and parochialism. Which of the following was not one of the measures adopted by Mughals to counter the obvious dangers of the Jagir system? A strict accounting of income from Jagir was enforced in Jamadami. Troops raised by the emperor were not paid directly by the state and placed under the change of Mansabdars were known as Dakhili. Which of the following one part of the contingent maintained by the Mansabdars? Bowmen, musketeers, cavalrymen. Which of the following types of cavalrymen were also known as gentlemen troops? Hadi. Which of the following branches of the army was wholly state-paid? Artillery. What was the basic feature of the Hasak system of revenue assessment? It meant a rough calculation of the amount payable by the peasant on the basis of what he has been paying in the past. Which of the following varieties of land available during the Mughal times did not yield any kind of revenue to the state? Khalisa or crown land during the Mughal period. assessed land revenue Jamma was always higher than the actual revenue collected Hasil because assessment of revenue was deliberately kept high. What portion of the actual produce was fixed on the demand of the state under the Jagti system? One third. The term used for the measurement of land in the Delhi Sultanate period was Masahat, who is credited with reorganizing the system created by the Muhammad Ghori Balban. Each of the following sequences of the Vijayanagar administration each chronological order. Mandalam Nadu village Thalaj, who selected the provincial Diwani Allah or Ashraf, the head of the civilian administration of the province was Najim. Which of the following provinces were created by during the reign of Jahangir Orissa? Which of the following officials were considered the head of the nobility in the Mughal administration? Mir Bakshi. Which of the following statement is not correct about the Mughal government? The government emperor had two of Islamic traditions. Who were Tarafdars in Brahmani Sultanate provincial governors? Which of the following terms used in the Vijayan Empire is correctly matched the Wakaram system of sharing of agriculture income between the landlord and the tenant for the purpose of administration? The Vijayanagara Empire was divided into provinces 6. In the traditional culture and history of India, the term Panchayat refers to a style of temple construction. Who was the principal on which Akbar organized the machinery of the central and provincial government? Checks and balances. The guardian of Islamic law and spokesman of the Vijayanabad Najim, the largest administrative division in the Vijayanagara Empire was Nadu. The most important consideration in making the administrative divisions of the Vijayanagara Empire was linguistic considerations. The Vijayanagara Empire divided for administrative purposes into several provinces. Which of the following was not one of the expressions used for provinces? Rashtra. Among the following subdivisions of the province in Karnataka region in the Vijayanagara Empire, which was the smallest? Grama. Which of the following subdivisions of the entire province in Tamil region in the Vijayanagara Empire was the highest? Kottam. Each province in the Vijayanagara Empire was run either under a viceroy or a Nayaka. The Nayakas were recruited from among the members of the royal family warrior class. The principal part in the Brahmani kingdom were Chaul and Kabhol. What was Taluka? The hereditary right of some Zamindar to collect revenue from a number of villages. Which of the following was not one of the popular methods of irrigation in the Vijayanagara Empire? Canals. Krishnadevaraya's Amuktamalya is a work on public administration of justice and foreign affairs. His political ideas. Besides land tax, which of the following was not one of the sources from which the income of the state was derived? Death duty. The most important reason for the decline of village assemblies during the Vijayanagara Empire was the establishment of the Ayagar system, the development of Nayakara system. Which of the following statement about the policy of taxation of Vijayanagara Empire is not correct? The traditional rate of assessment of 1/6 of income. The king was assisted in the task of administration by a council of ministers, whose office was sometimes hereditary and sometimes rested on selection. From which of the following classes they were drawn? Brahmin and Kshatriya. Which of the following was not one of the important officers of the state, provider of the harem? Which point in the Sagadhari system is correct? None of the within the Vijayanagara Empire. What was called Kuttagar, least system of cultivation in the Vijayanagara administration? The Thavana was the department of land revenue. The Nayakas in the Empire of Vijayanagara were hereditary military governors. Vijayanagara king, who after defeating the Sri Lankan troops forced Sri Lanka to pay tribute to the Vijayanagara Empire, was Mashulipatnam. We find some frequent mentions of an officer called Pradhani or Mahapradhani or Sirah Pradhani, Mahasir Pradhani. Which of the following indicates the actual function of the state official? Then an administrative official in charge of the general administration of the empire. Which of the following was not one of the 12 village empires studied under the Ayagar system during the Vijayanagara period? Nirganti, or in charge of the water distribution. The Nayakas in the Vijayanagara period were often called as the Amarayankas because their position was hereditary. The function of the Nayakacharya was to exercise general supervision over village administration, which of the following regarding the Agar system in the Vijayanagar Presidency. These Agars were not hereditary rights over their officials. In the Vijayanagara king who totally withdrawn the marriage that was Krishnadevaya. Edited some land survey and assessment was conducted during the reign of Krishnadevaya. The Fakis in the Bahmani kingdom were the Muslim immigrants from Iraq, Iran, Turkey and Arabia. It is the circumference of the city is 12 miles, 60 miles. Its wall carried up the mountain and enclosing the valleys at the foot. Therefore, in this city there are estimated to be 90,000 men fit to fear the arts. The king is more powerful than all the other kings in India. Niccolo Conti, who among the following has observed the Hindus believe that there is no country like theirs. There is no nations like theirs, no ranks like theirs, no science like theirs. Hassan Nizami, the city of Agra, was founded by Sikandar Lodi, who among the following rulers of Vijayanagara started the practice of recruiting Turkish soldiers. In his army, Devaraya first in the Vijayanagara Empire, the officer entrusted with the responsibility of keeping Naikaj under control was special commissioner. The maintenance and upkeep of which of the following workings of the army was the greatest and on the resources of the empire of Vijayanagara cavalry proficiency in which of the following games was rewarded and recognized by the state of Vijayanagara. Chess. Which of the following was not one of the provinces of Vijayanagara Empire? Padavidu, which was the smallest division in the province of Karnataka region in the Vijayanagara Empire. The chief secretary of the Empire of Vijayanagara was designated as Sarvanayaka. Thousands of men were employed in the Empire of Vijayanagara. Palace guards, royal safeguards, accountants in the Vijayanagara Empire. A kind of income tax on the basis of net profit was levied on industries. In the Vijayanagara administration, Athavane or Athavana was the great department of revenue. Beside the Council of Ministers, there was an imperial council which used to advise the king on all important matters. Which of the following group did not form the part of imperial council? Amaranyakaj. The rulers of the Vijayanagara Empire gave facilities and concessions to foreign traders. They maintained friendly relations with the Portuguese. What was the most important reason for this? To prevent the trade being diverted to the enemy. Consider the following statement and mark the correct option. Which of the following is not part of the Ashtapradhana? What was the profile of Vakya Navis in the Ashtapradhana imperial minister? Vatta was written agreement between the peasants and Zamindar regarding is to be paid except rent. Which of the following are the hereditary Jagirs? Jatan Jagir. The principle of local responsibility for local crime was put forth by Sher Shah Suri. Sultan Tughlaq attempted to improve agricultural production by giving up the oppressive methods for collection of land, even encouraging the cultivation of to bring the unclaimed under land under the plough, discarding the system for measurement of rain and the assessment of land revenue. Which of the following was not one of the steps taken by Firuz Shah Tughlaq to encourage agriculture? He undertook reclamation of wastelands, even though they did not mention which of the following crops in his description. Tobacco. From which city was wine used to come to Delhi in Delhi, Sultanate Meerut? Which of the following crop were mentioned by Ibn Battuta in his book Sesame, sugarcane, cotton? For the production of pomegranate, which of the following city was given special attention during the Sultan Jodhpur? Hauj-e-Alai reservoir for irrigation purpose was built by Alauddin Khilji. The state-promoted canal system was initiated by Firuz Shah Tughlaq, the Sultan, who built a new town called Shri Alauddin Khilji. Satluj and Yamuna canal was built during the reign of Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Which of the following taxes were collected by Firuz Shah Tughlaq? Kharaj, Zakat and Jizya. Agriculture department Diwani Kohi was established by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Diwani Khairat was established by Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Kharaj during the Sultan period was a land revenue. Alauddin Khilji's market control system died instantaneously with his death because it was not based on the principle of demand and supply. Which of the following statement about Ikta system is correct? Ikta means revenue assignment of a particular area in lieu of cash salary. The principle of heredity Ikta was completely rejected by Balban. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq differentiated between the allotment of the revenues within Ikta for the personal income of the Ikta. and that of for the payment of salaries to the troops under the charge or under his charge. To curb the black marketing, Alauddin Khilji ordered that land revenue should be collected in kind. Cultivators should sell the agricultural land on the field only. Merchants should sell all the commodities in the open. Which of the following is correctly matched? Badai or Hasi's expectation of the share from harvested or unharvested crop. Muktai or compounding, the patient accepting the estimate of expected yield of his farm and agreed to pay revenue according to his estimated Masaha term used for the measurement of land in certain period. In which of the following years Alauddin Khilji fortified a camp at Siri in 1299? Agra city was established by Sikandar Lodi in which of the following year 1504 AD? When did Sikandar Lodi transfer capital from Delhi to Agra? 1506. Which of the following Iranian measures was not taken by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq? He made large production reduction in the scale of revenue fixed by Alauddin and brought it down to 1/6 of the gross product. The Sultan, who established an organization for unemployed Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Which of the following was not one of the Iranian and agrarian measures of Firuz Shah Tughlaq? He had retained only 4 kinds of taxes sanctioned by the Quran. Which of the following was for the more important city of Sultanate? Lahore, Multan, Deoghari. Which of the following tax was the main agricultural tax? Kharaj. During Sultanate period, raw silk was imported from China. Which of the following Sultan of Delhi Sultanate recruited and trained a large number of slaves for work in his Karkhana? Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Which of the following emperor of Delhi established from Delhi to Devgiri? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Which of the following towns were established by Firuz Shah Tughlaq? Firozabad, Fatehbad, Hisar, and Zanpur. Who built the Tughlaqabad near Delhi? Ghazi Malik, who introduced gold coin called dinar. Mubarak Shah. Which of the following Sultan issued coins, copper coins instead of gold and silver coins? Muhammad bin Tughlaq identified the Vijayanagara king. Which were the circulation and one of the most widely recognized currency pagoda? Who constructed 4 canals for irrigation? Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Which of the following in agriculture crop were produced during the Mughal period? Rice, wheat, millet. Which one of the following was a cash crop introduced in India during the 17th century? Tobacco. What was the prevailing policy behind different rates of assessment for different classes of land to help in bringing virgin and cultivated land under cultivation? Which of the following Mughal officer was appointed to create a new canal, erect canals, and to check distribution of water to locals and which of the following Mughal ruler ordered to get a detailed account of the population in Mughal India? Akbar. According to W. H. Morland, what was the population of Mughal India at the end of 16th century? 30 to 40 million. As per Tabaqat-e-Akbari records, urban population constituted what percent of total population in Akbar Empire? 15%. The first English settlement in the eastern coast was found in 1611 at Pulicat. Which one of the following was not a French settlement in India? Pulicat. Which was the most important source of income of the state during the Mughal period? Mughal custom duty. Almost all the great Mughal emperors realized the land revenue at the rate of 1/3 of the produce. Who were the Qanun Goj? They were security officials. The Dashala system was further a development of the Jabti system. Which of the following was not a system of annual assessment of land during Akbar's reign? Taqazi. The Jabti system is associated with the brilliant revenue official who served under Sher Shah and Akbar, who was Raja Toderman. Mansabdars preferred a Jagir to cash payments because cash payments were likely to be delayed and sometimes entailed a lot of harassment and control over land. Was a mark of social prestige. The Crore system of division of Khalsa land into uniform circles yielding a revenue of crore of them was practiced as a short-term measure by Akbar. The old company that in the East India Company joined forces with the new company in 1782 and decided to form a united company. The new company, named the United Company of Merchants of England, trading to the East Indies, came into being in 1708. Who were polygarchs, landowners? In the Mughal Empire, the land revenue was stated mainly in copper dams. In the Mughal Empire, the salaries of the nobles were fixed according to their mansab number. The three methods of land revenue assessment Batai, Khet Batai and Lang Batai were related to Ghalla Bakshi. The Nas system of land revenue collected during the time of Akbar prevailed in Bengal, Berar, Khandesh and Sindh. Which among the following were the revenue officer of Sarkar Amal Gujar? The land which remained for followed 2 to 3 years was called Chachar or Banjar. In the Mughal Empire, the unit of land revenue assessment was village Jakat. Under the Mughal signifies land tax on Mughal amounted to 10% of produce. In the complaint that lakhs has been collected on jizya, but hardly anything reached the imperial treasury was made by which one of the following historians of James and Kafi Khan, which one of the following was not one of the chief features of the system of Raja Tudamal. Biennial assessment. The land grants made to the scholarly men were known as Mudade Marsh. The revenue collector in charge of the district was the most widely developed money and credit market in Mughal India was it that which of the following were a kind of Hindi in the Mughal system. Their students were Miti Sahayog, Jo Kami. Which type of monetary system was present in Mughal India? Centralized monetary system. Even a more important development for the irrigation medieval India was Rahat. Rice, corn was produced in the east and south, and wheat soil seeded in the north. Bhoj county this even by data. During Sultanate period, which one of the following commodity was in majority Hinduism? Which among the following enjoyed highest standard of living during Sultanate period? Nobles. During medieval period, Hindus was called by Jimmy. In medieval society, who was engaged in trade and commerce activities, Vaishya. A large number of social evils were present in medieval society. Which one of the following is Salazar? Polygamy, slavery, Purda system. Under whose regime noble Ahli Qadm and Ulema had immense influence on Sultan Alauddin Shah Tughlaq. Considered the following statement choose the correct option. It was prevalent before the advent of Islamic invasion introduced as an immense Islamic culture. What do you mean by the term Sati? Used several times in medieval society. Woman burning itself in the funeral pyre of her husband. Which of the following is correct about state system in medieval society? It became more complicated. Which of the following ethnicities were generally chosen as a normal Turkish, Afghani, Irani? Which statement is correct about interaction between Hindus and Muslims? Indian Muslims were considered inferior to the Muslims. Condition which led to the emergence of Zamindari during Sultanate. Land revenue policy increasing yield of food crops, food grains, stabilization of central level. Mukantan showed which in medieval society was about religious teacher. Group of villages were kept under an official named Amir Sardar, rural society during Sultanate and Mughal rule constituted which of the following petty chieftains, artisan, cultivator. In Mughal period, Indian Muslims were known by the name Sheikh-Jada. During Mughal rule, Muslims were divided into different sections. Choose among the following. Shia, Sikh, Said. Many sections of society were in pathetic condition. Among the following, which one is not included in the section? Amir, the elder daughter of Haramal Bijli, was married to Haji Khan. Devdasi system was prevalent in which part of India? Southern. Among the following inscription of Devdasi system was found Matsya Purana, Vishnu Purana, Artha Shastra. Under whose rule Jahanana system which changed during Mughal rule? Jahangir. Which of the following cities are empire established by Mughal rulers? Agra, Delhi, Lahore. What do you mean by the term harem? Famous in medieval India, place in a port dedicated for the women of royal family, where Mother Sai Munjil was established in which city by the associate founder of the slave dynasty, Delhi. Famous literary personality of Al-Muqtan, Sheikh Abdullah and Sheikh Aziz Ullah were patronized by which Sultanate ruler? Sikandar Lodi. Which of the following provincial dynasty established Madrasa at Bidar, Bahmani kingdom for the development of education? Which of the following founded railway library named Dine Panah Humayun? Under which Mughal ruler education system was developed? Highest pace Akbar. Mughal King Akbar established a school at which openness for Islamic education. Fatehpur Sikri Dara Sikh, son of Shah Jahan, quite known for his literary contribution. He has a vast knowledge which of the following Arabian, Persian, Sanskrit, which Mughal ruler took stepped against the development of Hindu education system and prohibited any type of monetary support to them. Jauhar was followed by which of the following community? Rajput. Jauhar was baptized, followed by women, especially by Rajput, burning themselves at the occasion of defeat. During 16th and 17th century, main causes of region included Khud caste, Kupai caste, Mujarin, which of the following were adopted by the Indian peasants in medieval India, potato red chilies, which Mughal women credited for establishing Mother Sai Begum Mahamanga, who played important role in establishing maktabs and Bibi Mother Sajid Bidar, Muhammad Gawan. Which type of education system dominated during medieval India? Religious. Lucknow, the capital of Bengal, famous for education, was founded on Flourished under whose regime Ghiyasuddin I. Which provincial kingdom was called by the name Siraj-e-Hind because highly developed education system in Bengal? A college named Langare Duvajda Imambaj, established by Burhan Nizam Shahi, in which provincial kingdom Gujarat, who translated Gita into Persian, declared Vedas to be heavenly books in point of time and in conformity with Holy Quran. Dara Sikho Tulsidas composed his Ramcharitmanas in the reign of Akbar. The historian Barani refused to consider state in India under the Sultanate as truly Islamic because the Sultan supplemented the Muslim law by framing his own regulations. Which one of the following was considered the best writer in person during the Akbar's period? Abu Fazl during Aurangzeb's reign, whose duty was it to see the people lived their lives in accordance with the Shariat Muhtashibu. Which one of the following depicts the correct meaning of the term Jinse Kam concerning crops including the cash crop? Among the following Mughal emperors put a ban on consumption of tobacco? Jahangir. Which one of the following Muslim rulers was held as Jagat Guru by his Muslim subjects because of his belief in secularism? Ibrahim Adil Shah. Every nation has its own way, its faith, and has its own its own faith, its own Qibla. Place turned to heaven when it prayers, regarding all the faiths and as one and the same. To me, faith and spirituality are the same. What have I to do with any form? I have to do with any community or religion sect. The following saying is associated with Sheikh Nijamuddin Aulia, a Sufi Sant, who is considered to be the first poet of Punjabi literature and whose compositions are incorporated in the Adi Granth. Amir Khusro, who gave the Islamic equivalents for the features of Krishna religion. Amir Abdul Wahid, a religious sect of the 16th century which asked its followers to devote themselves wholeheartedly to the remembrance of God. A religious sect of the 16th century which asked its followers to devote themselves wholeheartedly to the remembrance of God, Zikr, and not to waste time in earning a living for other worldly pursuits. Mahadvi sect. Which one of the following literary works form a part of the Sufi literature? Rehla. Shankaracharya has explicit faith in Vaishnavism. Which of the following ideas of Bhakti and Sufi sons inspired Akbar to propound his doctrine Din-e-Ilahi, unity of all religions, Tawheed? Which of the following was not one of the Sufi sons of the period? Muhammad bin Bakhtiyar Kaki. Which of the following practices was borrowed by the Sufi from Hinduism? Practice of a number of yogi exercises as means of contemplation. In which region of India was the Firdausi order popular? Bihar. Which of the following was not one of the four cardinal doctrines of Sufism? Acquisition of mystic powers and the most famous work of Dara Sikho, in which he proved that Islamic Sufi concepts were identical with those of Hindus, was Majma'ul Bahrain, the first Sufi Sant to propound The view that the divine knowledge of God can be achieved by the faith, devotion, and meditation was Ibn Arabi. The cardinal doctrine of Sufism was propounded by Ibn Abdul Karim al-Jili. The historical reason for the Sufi sons isolating themselves from society was that their mystical doctrine of union with God through love was regarded as heretical and attached by Orthodox Islam. Which of the following was not a factor responsible for providing a sympathetic atmosphere for Sufis in India? Belief in revealed word of God. The Quran was vital for Sufi mysticism because the Sufis believed that knowledge of God could be gained by revelation, not by reason. The Quran was vital. Which of the following which of the following regions did not make any contribution to growth of Sufism Jainism? Dara Shikoh, the oldest son of Shah Jahan, was the follower of the Sufi order Qadariya. Which of the following was not a feature of society against which the Sufis reacted by isolating themselves from society? Religious dogmatism. The Sufi sects and its followers would love to call themselves Sufis and not Sufis but the followers of Sheikh Nur-ud-Din Chishti of Kashmir. Which of the following established Chishti order in India? And Khwaja Muinuddin Chishti, which is meant the point of anarchy by the Sufi sons. Emulation of humanity would save union with God. The Chishti order became the most popular Sufi order in India on account of its highest ethical ideas, the edification of Chishti sons with the common message, the liberal Catholic outlook of many of the sons. A great Sufi sant who was a bitter critic of the Quran and all other scriptures was Bule Shah. The Sufi order, which was popularized in India by the first Muslim Mughal Emperor Babur, was Naqshbandi, and the basic objectives of Akbar's teaching were to preach a religion of love, the promotion of unity among all the castes and creeds. Guru Nanak's concept of religion was severely practiced ethically. Bhakti Sant who was with great aversion for the Laktaj said that Laktaj and Dog are both brothers, and the one is asleep while the other barks. He was Kabir, a woman son of medieval India who was a great Savait, was Lala of Kashmir. Chaitanya's great disciple who tried to root out the evils of the caste system from Bengal was Nityanand. After Kabir's death, his tomb was built at Maghar. Which of the following was not a great contemporary of the Sant poet Tulsidas? Vitthal Nath. In the following perennials of Bhakti Sant and the state to which they belong, the one which is not properly matched is Tukaram, Bengal. The greatest social impact of the Bhakti movement in medieval Hindu society was removal of distinctions between the highest and lower castes. Which Bhakti Sant's oral teaching was collected in the Jaka or Sukhoda Kabir? Which Bhakti Sant developed different modes of religious emotionalism, such as Vatsalya, Dasya, Sakhya, Madhur, Rajya. Tulsidas Kabir did not write in which of the following languages of the Dohas are couplets? Which Kabir composed by which he taught his followers? Which statement on Kabir is not correct? He was not concerned with changes in society. The nobility which was added to Bhakti movement by Kabir was efforts to being about unity among the Hindus and the Muslims. In which part of the country Ramananda was born? Uttar Pradesh. Which of the following made the statement one stone adorned, another is trodden down underfoot? If one is God, the other is also a God. Tukaram, Namadeva and Ekanath wrote Marathi. Namadeva was a disciple of Vitthal. Which religion do we associate 5K Sikhism, who was the leader of Bhakti movement, who preached a form of monism known as pure non-duality, Suddha or Suddha Advaita. Vallabhacharya, who was the Bhakti Sant who was regarded by his followers as the incarnation of Vishnu Chaitanya. Meera did not see any of the following. Who was he? Surdas. Meerabai, the most popular female sant of medieval India, believed in the worship of Krishna. Meerabai was married to a prince of which princely estate Chittor. Kabir was a contemporary of Sikandar Lodi. Who was the author of Ramcharitmanas? Tulsidas. Which one is not the work of Surdas from 1478 to 1583? Which one is not the work of Surdas? Surdarshan. Who was the great Acharya who counseled Surdas to sing Lord's creative prayer? Lord's creative play Bhagavad Gita Bhagavacharya was the most famous disciple of Ramananda Kabir. Ramananda was a philosopher of Vaishnavism. Ramananda preached worship of Sita and Ram, who said, "I am neither in Kavan nor in Kailash." Kabir, on which of the following qualities did Nanak lay great stress on as the first condition of approaching God? Purity of character and conduct. Why did Guru Nanak's teachings become more popular than those of Kabir? Nanak was less vocal than Kabir in criticizing religious practices of Hindus and Muslims. Nanak's teachings were further popularized by the Sikh Gurus after him. Punjab, the meeting ground of various religions and foreign communities, was more receptive to the idea of Nanak. The language of the Bhakti movement was the language of the reformers. The Bhakti teachers delivered their message mainly through homily sermons, simple parables, bhajans. What was the language employed by Surdas devotional song, Brij Bhasa, which of the following did not make use of Hindi in his her devotional literature, either fully or in part? Mir Narsim Mehta, one of the following leaders of the Bhakti movement who was greatly influenced by Islam, was Namdeva. The Bhakti Sant who was not a worshipper of Krishna was Ramananda. The Bhakti Sant who had 12 disciples including a butcher, a barber, a cobbler and a Muslim woman was Ramananda. The monism pursued by which of the following leaders of Bhakti movement is known as Suddha Advaita or pure non-duality? Vallabhacharya. The philosophy of which of the following exponents of Bhakti cult degenerated to earn the epithet of the Epicureanism of the East? Vallabhacharya. Brahman, the Brahma or Para Brahma Sampradaya was founded by Sadhu, who said the universe is the Veda, the creation is the Quran, Kajab. Which of the following was not common teaching of Bhakti and Nanak? Both the objective of both was only to reform Hindu society. The reason for sharp antagonism of the Brahmins and ulema and against Kabir and Nanak was that they saw them as propagators of new religion. One of the Bhakti sons who first joined the Sufis but later then left them was Nanak. There were several meetings point on Sufi and Bhakti, though which of the following was not one of them? Belief in Mr. Singh, who said, "One stone is your down, another stone and another foot. If one is God, the other is also a God." Tukaram, who said, "Divide pure amidst the impurities of the world, thus shalt thou find the way of religion." Nanak. So the following does not come from Kabir. Make kindness thy mask, sincerity thy target, and that is what is just and lawful by the Quran. Which of the following was not one of the years of popularizing religious language by the Bhakti sons? It reverted the trend of popularization by generation of Sanskrit texts which came to be largely ignored. The first Bhakti sant to use Hindi and the language of the masses for the propagation of his doctrine by Ramananda. Which of the following was not a contribution of Bhakti movement? It did not succeed in uniting Hindus and Muslims. The Sikhs were transformed from a devotional religious sect into militant anti-Muslim brotherhood in the 17th century. The Sikh Guru who started this transformation was Guru Hargobind. Which of the following was not one of the innovations introduced by Guru Gobind Singh in order to strengthen the sense of brotherhood among the Sikhs as well as to give them a separate identity and the sense of mission? Burning of Akal Takht or throne of Almighty. After Guru Gobind Singh's death, the institution of Guruship came to an end and the spiritual authority passed to Guru Granth Sahib. The most famous and the earliest biographer of Chaitanya, who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, was Krishnadev Krishnadas Kaviraj. Guru Nanak's most important approach for uniting the Hindus and Muslims was to use both Hindu and Muslim nomenclatures for God, and example Ram, Hari, Rab, Rahim. Which of the following was a great artist, satirist and ridiculed all the institutions of his time? Kabir, a Bhakti Sant who, like Jesus Christ, believed that only those who consider themselves niche, low-born before God attain salvation. By Dadu. One is inspired utterance and oracles were the Brahman and poems composed by Dadu, who said God is the breath of all earth. Kabir, who said God is the breath of all breath. Kabir. The Bhakti Sant came from a diversity of background. By and large, their adherents were lower classes, but Bhakt Tukaram was a contributor of which Mughal Emperor Jahangir Tulsidas was the author of which book Kavitavali, Ramcharitamanas, Gitavali. Various leaders of the Bhakti movements like Ramananda, Chaitanya, Kabir, and Nanak are called the mystic sons and had certain common features which one of the following could not be included among them. They proclaimed themselves to be teacher gurus and expected their followers to worship them. Each of the following principles was not placed by the sons of Bhakti movement. Idol worship. The earliest Vaishnava Bhakti sons from south were Alvars, named one of the Bhakti sons who had 12 disciples belonging to the poorest classes. Ramananda. Where did the Bhakti culture grew and develop when it was launched? South India. Kabir was born in 1430 AD, who was the bridge between the Bhakti movement of the south and the north. Ramananda. Each great Vaishnava reformer inspired a number of Muslims to adopt Hinduism again during the Sadrat. Chaitanya, who was the author of Darshan, the didactic work which gave advice on all aspects of life. Ramadas, in which part of the country was Ramanuja born? Andhra Pradesh. Ramanuja, who lived in the AD 11th and 12th centuries, preached Visishtha Advaita, qualified monism, according to which there were three principles. Which of the following was not included among them? Chitta. Which of the following doctrine was rejected by Ramananda? Brahma is Nirguna. Which of the following propounded the philosophy of Suddha Advaita Purvanda dualism? Vallabhacharya. Of the following sons who was were followers by profession? Dadu Rai Das. Which Chisti Sant verses are quoted in the Adi Granth of the Sikhs? Fariduddin, who founded the Gaurikari Sakti Maharashtra. Tukaram, who said God knows man's virtues and has not his caste in the next world. There is no caste. Guru Nanak. This painting belonged to the most significant school of painting of the 19th century. The primitive examples of this painting derive from Ragamala, a musical mode which highlighted in the year 1605 at Chavan. This communicative and energetic approach continued with some discrepancies through 1680s, after which Mughal play became more noticeable. One of the dazzling painters of the ultimately faded was that of artistic Sahibuddin industrialized the painting, Mewar school of painting. Which of the following Rajasthani style of painting is basically a fusion of Mughal and regional style, Krishnaghat style? Which of the following Rajasthani style of painting is the best known for its Bainithani paintings? Krishnaghat style. Which of the following Rajasthani style of painting resembles Shora Panchika style, Mewar style? A new style of words person known as Mughal was invented by Babu introduced in India the art of Persian painting. Who among the following rulers was very proficient in dance and music? Adil Shah. Painters of the Mughal school particularly celebrated for his paintings of birds, animals and flowers was Mansoor. According to Abul Fazl, a number of singers who enjoyed patronage of Akbar's court was 6. Ramananda Surajmanama is Persian translation of Mahabharata. Khwaja Abdul Samad was the court painter of Akbar. During the reign of Jahangir, the title of Nasirul Asr was given right to Ustad Mansoor. Abul Fazl gives names of a few Mughal artists in the antiquary who worked at the Mughal atelier. The number of painters mentioned by him is 17. Khwaja Mansoor, the court painter of Jahangir, was the celebrated painter of portraits of birds and animals. Khwaja Abdul Samad was the court painter of Akbar. The Mughal emperor, who was excellent connoisseur of painting, was the painting of the type of painting which made special preference during the reign of Jahangir was portrait painting. Who among the following inspirations were great patron of art? Prince Dara Sikho. Surdas Baiju Babra was the famous singer during the time of Aurangzeb. The guru of Talsan, who helped in developing his musical talent, was Swami Haridas. Akbar is reputed to have been a good player of Nakara, the Mughal emperor, who was an accomplished Meena player. Aurangzeb. Miniature painting was developed in which part of India? Eastern India. Persian and Arabic influence in the painting was seen in which period of Eastern Mughal Empire? In whose emperor reigned illumination individual miniature was replaced by well painting and the most vital form of art Akbar. Who among the following built the mosque Qubatul Islam at Delhi? Qutbuddin Aibak. Who among the following built the famous Salai Darwaja Alauddin Khilji? Which of the following rulers built the Gujri Mahal in Hisar, Haryana? Or Firuz Shah Tughlaq? Who among the following sentence is incorrect? Balban completed the construction of Qutub Minar. Adilabad Fort in the city of Jahanabad was built by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Who among the following founded the city of Jahanabad? Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Octagon, the shape of mausoleum is the distinctive feature of which of the following dynasties of medieval India? Which of the following was the first guardian tomb built in India? Sikandar Lodi's tomb, Delhi. Which of the following sultans is known to have laid the foundation of Agra city? Sikandar Lodi. Who among the following was the first writer to use Urdu as a medium of poetic expression? Mir Khusro, the Hindi poet Jagannath Pandit Raj was the most favorite poet of which of the following emperor? Shahjahan. Hajnama paintings were produced during the reign of Akbar, who built the famous Shalimar Bagh of Srinagar. Jahangir. Buland Darwaja at Fatehpur Sikri was built by the Akbar in commemoration of his victory at Gujarat. Which among the following is incorrect regarding Buland Darwaja? It was built by Akbar in 1692. It was built in Fatehpur Sikri. It was built to commemorate Akbar's victory in Gujarat only. Which of the following was the first garden tomb built in India? Sikandar Lodi's tomb, Delhi. Which of the following sultan is known to have laid the foundation of Agra city? Sikandar Lodi. Who among the following was the first writer to use Urdu as a medium of poetic expression? Mir Khusro. Hindi poet Jagannath Pandit Raj was the first favorite poet of which of the following emperor? Shahjahan. Hajnama paintings were produced during the reign of Akbar, who built the famous Shalimar Bagh of Srinagar. Jahangir. Buland Darwaja at Fatehpur Sikri was built by Akbar in commemoration of his victory at Gujarat. Which Mughal ruler constructed a new city called Dine Panah on the bank of Yamuna River, Jammu, with the buildings in Fatehpur Sikri are built by using most which of the following red sandstone? Fort of Allahabad was built by Akbar. Which city Akbar built the Buland Darwaja? 1601. Which year Akbar built the Buland Darwaja? 1601. Buland Darwaja or the gateway of Jama Masjid at Fatehpur Sikri was built by Akbar to commemorate the victory of Gujarat. The designer of Taj Mahal was Ustad Shah. During the reign of which ruler use of hollow or divine lights was started in painting? Jahangir. Who among the following laid the foundation of Shalimar and Nishat Garden in Kashmir? Jahangir. The glorious work in which among the following can be best described credited for calling the Shah Jahan's reign as a glorious epoch in the history of Mughal Empire. Architecture. The Mughal paintings were reached zenith of progress during the reign of Jahangir, who built the tomb of Imad Dawla Noor Jahan. Moti Masjid was built in Red Fort by which of the following Mughal emperor? Aurangzeb. The mausoleum of Rabi'a ud Dawran was built in Aurangabad, which is recorded by Abu Fazl Akbar the Great. Akbar the Great used to play which among the following musical instrument? Nakara. The Tower of Victory Vijaya Stamba in Rajasthan is located in Chittorgarh. Humayun Nama is written by which of the following author? Gulbadan Begum. Which of the following is not located in Fatehpur Sikri? Akbar's tomb. Who built the famous Charminar of Hyderabad? Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Among the following which are features of Mughal garden? Pool, fountains, canals. Which of the following pair is not correctly matched? Which correctly matched? Bagh-e Agra. Pravalgarh Fort is situated at the elevation of 2,300 feet is located between Mathran and Panvel. Who constructed the Vitthal Swami temple in Vijayanagara? Krishnadev Raya. Personal pairs of Viceroys and Indian secretaries are kept secure in the form of microfilm in which of the following palace? National Archive of India, Kolkata. Nehru Memorial Museum is located at which city? New Delhi. Who has written the book Government Archives in South India? L.T. Van Wright. James Pennell was associated with Surveyor General of Bengal. Famous autobiography, The Story of My Experiment with Youth, was written by Mahatma Gandhi. Who among the following is the autobiography of J.R. Nehru? Autobiography. The writer of the Indian struggle is Subhash Chandra Bose. Oakley, the Indian Territories and the British Raj was written by B.R. Nanda. Which paper was edited by the G. Subramaniam Swami Swadesh Mitra? Among the following, which paper was edited by Dada Bhai Voice of India? Indian Sociologist was published by Swami Krishna Verma. Another masterpiece which fall in the category of creative literature was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, which school is credited for commencing modern school of painting Bengali school. Indian Society of Oriental Art is related with Rabindranath Tagore. During the beginning of Babad rule, the issued coins made up of copper. Mysore ruler Ali Hyder Ali issued coins in 1761. See Bhiwannan rupee. In which kingdom Ali coins were in circulation? Hyderabad. None of the coins issued by the Portuguese in Goa, which were equal to pagoda of Mysore Cruzado. Dutch issued coins, silver riders. They were issued in which provinces? Palikat, Masulipatam, Cochin. Dodo, half dodo, and cash coins were issued by French. Copper coins during British regime was known as coupé, and history writing of the medieval history writing of the Indian national movement was started by an imperialist historian who was the first imperialistic historian who established that this such a distinct school. Bruce Macaulay. The history of India was written by James Mill. Which of the following writers shows interest towards Indian civilization? Culture. Max Muller. The early James Mill in India was written by James Mill in India was written by Duncan Forbes. Who among the following has written The Emergence of Indian Nationalism? Anil Seal. Who among the following quoted Indian nationalism and micro coordination of selfish victim element? C. A. Bailey. After getting independence, to whom Indian government gave responsibilities to write history of freedom movement in India? R.C. Majumdar. The famous book India Today is the work of Rajni Palm. The historical materialism is related to which of the following autobiography of imperialism? Which of the following was the first Governor General of the Government of Bengal? Warren Hastings. The French got the site of Pondicherry from Adil Shah Sultans of Bijapur. Job Charnock founded Calcutta at the site of Calicut. The Dutch fort named Gidria, which was the headquarters of the Dutch Director General of Coromandel, was located at Pulicat. The governor of the East India Company in the 18th century, who was anxious to found a large, well-founded, sure English dominion in India for all time to converge Robert Clive Aurangzeb's ordered the arrest of all Englishmen and the seizure of all English factories to his dominion because the English had refused to pay local duties in Bengal. The English were fortifying the trading stations. The English had attacked the Mughal ships on the western coast. The English East India Company was popularly nicknamed as Company of Merchants of London. Of the various Europeans who come to India, whose missionary activities were more important than trade and commerce. Hence, Clive conquered Calcutta in the beginning of 1857 and compelled the Nawab to concede all the demands of the English. Which of the following treaties were conducted by Sirajuddaulah with the English on the supposed Treaty of Alinagar? The English governor in India, Governor of Bombay, was expelled by Aurangzeb, was Sir John Child. The French Company for the Trade of East India was founded in India by Colbert. The most important French settlement in Bengal was Chantarnagar. India came within the preview of Dutch link in the great commercial chain. Which of the following was not one of the places in India where the Dutch established their trading stations? Patnam, in which yet over Clive accepted the money of Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha from the Mughal Emperor. 1765, the Treaty of Bassi in 1882 was signed between English and the place of Wazir House II. Which one of the following centers was not a Dutch commercial establishment in India? Masulipatam. From which of the following Deccan sultans did al-Bukhari capture Goa? Bijapur. The Indian textiles which were used by the Dutch in African slave trade were plain white textiles. The first Portuguese port in the Indian soil was built at Cochin. The state which granted the golden farman to the Dutch to trade freely on payment of a mere 500 pagodas in a year. Duty was Golconda. There was a triangular contest. The the trading companies during the first half of the 17th century on account of their commercial advantage. Which of the following did not take part in the Portuguese, where did the main commercial interest of the Dutch spice in the islands of Indonesia of the various Europeans who came to the east, whose trade was confined almost exclusively to the China and the Dutch. The main English exports from Bengal were silk and cotton goods. Who did the Dutch turn out from the Macaulay Straits and the Indonesian island English in the Battle of Buxar? Nawab Shuja ud Daula of the Urdu joined Mir Qasim under the terms that Mir Qasim could get Shuja appointed a Wazir of Shah Alam II. The Dutch and the English entered the East as friends against the common enemy, the Portuguese. The commercial rivalry led, however, to the massacre of the Englishmen by the Dutch at Buena, which of the following is Colonel Clive Jackal Mir Jafar, with the chief Dutch expert from the Coromandel textiles. Till 1659, the chief or the governor of the Dutch company was stationed at Sadraspatam, where did the English set up their first factory of training station in India, Bombay. Which of the following was not one of the important commodities exported by the Dutch from India? Sugar. The greatest meeting ground of the Indian and the European merchants was Surat. The Indian port from where the Dutch operated their trade was Pulicat, Masulipatam, Nagapattinam. Of the various Europeans who came to the east, whose trade was confined almost exclusively to the China and the names of the various Europeans who came to India, whose missionary activities were more important than trade and commerce. The Danes founded the settlement at Tranquebar or Tanjore district. They did not found foothold in India and subsequently they sold their settlement in India. The French, the British, where did the English open their first factory in the south in 1611? Masulipatam. The first English obtained the lease of Madras in 1639 from the ruler of Chandragiri. The first English factory was to be fortified in Madras. Which one of the following was the first English ship that came to India? Red Dragon. Which of the following is regarded as having laid the foundation of Portuguese power in India? Alfonso de Albuquerque. The Great for founding Calcutta in 1690 goes to Job Charnock. Port Galantria was the main center of trade activities of which European power in 17th century India? The British Battle of the Bandi was fought between the English and the French. The Nawab of Bengal, who made over all the revenues of Bengal in lieu of a annual pension of 50 lakh rupees, was Najma ud Daula. Where did the English open their first factories in East India, Bengal? The Pashwa, who engineered the capture of Salsette and Basin for the Portuguese in 1739, was Wazir first. India came within the purview of Dutch as linking their great commercial chain. Which of the following was not one of the places in India where the Dutch established their trading station, Calicut? The actual issue of use of Dastak by the companies was the company was granted permits and Dastaks for the duty-free import-export trade, but the company was misusing it for internal trade also. The Dastaks was granted to the company, but they were being misused by the company's servants. The company and its servants were selling the Dastaks even to private merchants. After the Battle of Plassey, the trade industry of Bengal suffered heavily because Indian merchants faced stiff competition from the English. The Indian merchants were at a disadvantaged situation on account of payment of duty by them, while the English trade was duty-free. Producers were forced through the use of violent methods to sell out the commodity at the lower prices. Which of the following was not one of the rewards and concessions gained by the English as a result of victory in the Battle of Plassey? It was understood that British government and officials would no longer be asked to pay any taxes on their private trade. Which of the following was not one of the consequences of the Battle of Plassey? Victory at Plassey custom enabled the company and its servants to amass huge wealth. The commercial objective of the Portuguese in India was to capture textiles and spices trade. Which of the following were last of the European powers to compete the commercial gains in the East? The French, the East India Company. Of which of the following countries was the first to come power to make war, conclude treaties, acquire territory, and build fortresses in Portugal? Vasco da Gama founded a new route to India and in 1490 reached Calicut. Which of the following was not one of the essential features of the dual system of dual government introduced with the grant of Diwani of Bengal to the company? The Nawab was absolutely independent in the exercise of judicial and political police functions. Nizam, the Aurangzeb's policy towards the European merchant was suppressed by the sea. keep the street route open for the Indian Muslims pilgrims going to the holy cities of Arabia. Realize and prescribe custom duties. The greatest failure of Aurangzeb contributing to the rise of European power in India was that he failed to understand the political and military implications of the fortification of their factories. Could not stop the exercise of administrative authority by the European in their settlements. The Portuguese Estado da India was called wholly protected by a radical and a parasitical state because it completely monopolized India's important trade. It grew rich by ceaseless plunder of unearned ships. It considered piracy and plunder more profitable than trade. The incredible conglomeration of life services Mir Jafar executed for him the Naib Sultari of Bengal, who made Jahangir issue a Farman in 1630 permitting the English to establish the factory permanently at Suez. The defeat of the Portuguese naval squadron by the British to show the following was not one of the factors that helped in English in overcoming the Portuguese opposition in India. Secret understanding with the Mughal emperor, in part when the English did suffer from the other European that trading activities in India. They were more circumspect and cautious in their dealing with the local people. The chief of the English factory, the Surat, were imprisoned and were put in irons by the local authorities in 1625 because they made an attempt to fortify their factory. The English opened their first factory in the south in 1611, Masulipatam, who called the English as in Bengal a company of quarreling people and found dealers slashed the camp. The English had to face continuous trouble and even the wrath of Mughals on account of activities of the company's servants in Bengal. The political condition in the late 17th century which makes the English think of establishing their political power in India was Aurangzeb's complete involvement in wars against the Marathas. Which one of the following pair is not correctly matched? Akbar, the Thomas Rao. Which of the following is the correct statement? The modern Kochi never became a part of the British colony. Where did Mir Qasim do when the council at Calcutta refused to accept the agreement made by him with once he started indicate to imposition between the private trade of the servants of company? He abolished all duties on the internal trade. Which of the following did not participate in the alliance forged by the Mir Qasim after he was defeated by the English in 1763? The Nizam of Hyderabad. What was the main reason for the defeat of the Allied forces by the English in the Battle of Buxar 1764? The lack of adequate preparation for the confrontation. What was the ostensible reason for the English to take up additional fortification of Kolkata in expectation of a struggle with the French on the eve of the 7 Years' War? What was the immediate provocation for the English to aim at replacing Sujaudullah by a more formidable Nawab? The failure of the Nawab to carry out the terms and conditions of the Treaty of Ali Nagar, which of the following measures taken by Albuquerque was a part of his policy to establish Portuguese power in India, was a serious drawback. Persecution of the Muslims. The English were permitted to fortify because of their being able to convince the Mughal emperor that they had no military ambitions after Bengal. The English secured the rights of duty-free trade in the dominions of Nawab Mahmud, the worst crime committed in the English during the famine of Bengal in 1770 was that they forced pigeons to sell the seed needed for the next harvest. Which of the following privilege obtained by the English under the Royal Farman of 1774 to be more no contention between them and the Nawab of Bengal? The freedom to export and import their goods in the Bengal without paying custom duties. Under the dual government in Bengal, the peasantry was ruled on account of considerably enhanced rate of revenue collection of revenue through very harsh methods. The three districts which were ceded by the Nawab Mir Qasim to the company by the Treaty of September 1760 were Burdwan, Midnapur and Chittagong. The Portuguese established their naval supremacy in Asia and turned the Indian Ocean into a Portuguese sea by defeating the combined fleets of Egypt, Jamhurian of Calicut and the Sultan of Gujarat in 1599. The first serious blow which the Portuguese inflicted on the Indian trade and industry was that they forced Gujarat and Calicut to abandon construction of ships or even armed rowing boats, monopolized the port-to-port trade on the Malabar coast and trade from the Indian to the Persian coast. Who What was the importance of Coromandel Coast in the passage being public's first hand Nagapati narrated to the commercial activities of the Dutch? It was the source of most renowned and acceptable varieties of Indian cotton textiles and also the cheapest. What was the greatest drawback of the system of dual government introduced in Bengal in 1765 with the British trusting the exercise of their authority was an Indian in the possibility of achieving a fair government was lost. What was the prime cause of Sirajuddaulah during the conspiracy of the men of the Koich court, who referred the Nawab of Bengal as a mere pageant without so much as the pageant of authority Warren Hastings? What was the prime mistake committed by Sirajuddaulah in his campaign against the English in June 1756? He let the English escape with their ships of Kolta, which of the following was not correctly matched. So the following is not matched correctly. Danish Singapore. The first serious blow which the Portuguese inflicted on Indian industry was that the first Gujarat in Calicut to prevent construction of ships and even armed rowing boats monopolized the port-to-port trade on the Malabar coast. What was the reason for the expulsion of Hawkins from the court of Tangier and the irregularity development of the court? The English had to face continuous troubles and even the wrath of the Mughals on account of the activities of company servants in Bengal. The so-called Black Hole tragedy refers to the alleged imprisonment of 123 Englishmen into a small room, resulting in the death of most of them before the Battle of Plasti, who conspired with the English against the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Jafar, Mir Bakshi of the Nawab, Manik Chand or the office in charge of Kolkata, Jagat Seth, the biggest banker of Bengal, Mir Qasim transport his capital from Murshidabad to Mumbai in July 1763. The English declared war against Mir Qasim because he had exempted all merchants from the payment of duties, which of the following was not a factor responsible for soaring of relationship between English and the Mir Jafar. Clive's interference with the Nawab's administration. The English justified the overthrow of the Mir Jafar on the ground of general disaffection against his government, which of the following statements about the Dutch interest and activities in India is not correct, and they became the career of trade between India and the islands of the Far East. The aspects and the misuse of which was a source of constant friction between Nawab and the East India Company were actually permits issued to the company by the Nawab to trade without payment of outcry. In what respect was the Diwani of Bengal, which the company was secured from English Emperor Shah Alam, different from the Mughal situation? In the Mughal system, the provincial Diwan had limited tenure. The English got the Diwani rights permanently. In the Mughal system, the office was given to an individual. In case of the English, the office was to be held by a corporate body. The secured farmer putting on the Coromandel coast than on the Malabar coast, because on the Malabar coast the Portuguese were deeply entrenched. They considered Malabar property less valuable than Coromandel textiles. Sultan of Golconda offered favorable terms to the Dutch. The Dutch transferred their headquarters from Holika to Nagapattinam in 1689 because Nagapattinam was close to Sri Lanka, now a Dutch island. Strategically, it was better to located for offering resistance to the Mughal attack. It was bigger and better to port the interiors. The interlopers were the English merchants who, in spite of the company monopoly, traded independently. The worst feature of the dual government in Bengal was that maintenance of law and order was nobody's responsibility. The English began to enjoy high rights without responsibility. The poor peasants of Bengal was auctioned to the revenue of waiters. Mir Qasim, Nawab Mir Jafar suffered from leprosy in 1775, who referred to the Bengal to the Nawab of Bengal as phantom and of straw. The judge of the Supreme Court of Kolkata in 1689, the seat of the Dutch government in India was shifted from Calicut to Nagapattinam. What was the most significant result of the introduction of permanent state of Bengal? It ensured a steady income to the company, which of the following was not one of the reasons why it is said that Clive won the Battle of Plassey. In spite of himself, he refused to take any part in the battle until it was confirmed that the major part of the Nawab's army was not participating, which of the following was not one of the defiance of historical significance of the Battle of Buxar in 1764. It formally abolished the Mughal Empire. The Revolution of 1716 Bengal refers to the deportation of Mir Jafar in concession to Mir Qasim as Nawab of Bengal, which of the following was not one of the evil practices indulged in by the English at the level of Thomas and told fortunes with piracy on the high sea. What was the specific point then about the interpretation of the Farman 1770 which caused the conflict between the company and the Nawab of Bengal? whether the company should be allowed the freedom of export and import free of trade taxes. The main reason for the refusal of the English to comply with the orders of Bengal government to pay taxation on their goods. Sirajuddaula succeeded Ali Wordi Khan in Nawab of Bengal in 1756. They thought that Sirajuddaula was not as strong as the grandfather. The textile was described as the left arm of the European trade from India in the 17th century because the Dutch were buying spices from Spice Islands. The political condition in the late 17th century made the English think of stability in the political power in India. Aurangzeb's complete involvement in war against the Marathas, which was one of the advantages of India on account of trade with the Portuguese. There was a large-scale expansion in the exports of Indian goods. What made Jahangir issue Farman in 1630 permitting the English to establish effective permanently at Surat? The secret offer of naval help to the Mughal emperor to oust the Portuguese, which of the following was not one of the factors that helped in the English in overthrowing the Portuguese opposition in India were banning Portuguese resources. In what way did the English differ from other Europeans in their trading activities in India? They made a correct assessment of the strength and weaknesses of the Mughal Empire. What was the favor shown to the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam by the Clive in return for which the company was granted the Diwani or the right to collect revenue of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Allahabad and the surrounding tracts were detached from the Allahabad and handed over to the emperor. Which of the following legally realized the company's control over Bengal? The treaty with Mir Jafar after the Battle of 1764 within 2 decades. Within 2 decades of the position of the Mumbai by the English, Bombay emerged as the leading port on the western coast on the account of its excellent natural harbour, immunity from the Marathas raids such as Surat, improved administration of the English, which attracted the merchants. With the decline in Portuguese power, a number of its settlements were lost. Huge captured Hormuz in the Persian Gulf from the Portuguese in 1622 English. What was the occasion for the Portuguese to hand over Bombay to the British? Following marriage of Charles II with the Portuguese princess Catherine of Braganza in the 17th century, the new and more profitable Indian industrial commodities introduced in the English European market were textile, indigo, cloth, bitter and raw silk. The pioneer Dutch who discovered commercial possibilities in India and whose book on the eastern voyage caused sensation in the western world was H.B. Lincoln, which of the following was not one of the evil practices indulged in by the English if they were able to amass untold fortunes piracy on the high seas. On the eve of the Battle of Buxar, Sirajuddaula had arrested Mir Qasim because Mir Qasim merchants attached the Shah Alam II. Why it is said that the Battle of Plassey 1757 was little more than a coronade. The English acted as mainly on account of their superior canonry, which of the following was not one of the points of historical significance of the Battle of Buxar 1764. It formally abolished the Mughal Empire. The English were very keen to secure Bombay from the Portuguese because Bombay lay outside the Mughal and Maratha influence. Which of the following measures taken by the Mir Qasim after he was made the Nawab? The English poet most he had attempted to check the misuse of the Farman of 1717 by the company's servant. Which of the following was not one of the probable reasons for shifting of the capital of Bengal from Murshidabad to Munger by Mir Qasim? He wanted to build a strong fortified place for his permanent residence. Which of the following was not one a region of forcing commercial importance of Bengal to the English well-established local commercial institutions? The advantages discovered by the English from the Treaty of Kolkata with Nawab Sirajuddaula were the English were granted permission to fortify the Kolkata and the English were given permission to mint their own coins. The rich merchants of Bengal conspired with the English against the Nawab of Bengal mainly on account of the resulting behavior of Nawab Sirajuddaula towards merchants. The fact that the English were permitted the misuse of the stocks to reach the Indian merchants. From 1685 to 1690, the English in Bengal were in a state of flux because of their repeated defeats and expulsion out of the Hooghly by the Mughals. The fortunes of the French East India Company were adversely affected by the closure of the 17th century on account of the war between the French and the who were in alliance with the English in Europe. The European company made the Surat main center of their maritime trade because there was direct maritime trade from here to the Persian Gulf. Surat was directly linked to the inland parts of India. Surat was the greatest trading center for the fine textiles from Gujarat. where did the English and the Dutch both first land at Masulipatam and conducted considerable trade from there. It was the chief port of the export of diamond and at a beach from Golconda and also valuable change cloth harbor and the climate of Masulipatam suited the Europeans. Masulipatam had enough skies, silks, real calico cloth and saltpeter ready for sale. The port of Bengal, which was called by the Portuguese the Port so Grande or the port was Chittagong. Which of the following is correctly matched? Is not correctly matched. The Jhansi 1855. The Satara was named for which of the following reason? Doctrine of Drugs was applicable to it. Satara posed a serious threat to the company's treasury to maximize the revenue of the company. What was the grievance of the Talukdar Sabha against the British which made them most dangerous opponents of the British rule? The validity of their titles did watch many on the police provide many proofs many Talukdars lost their estates. Which of the following measures of British government was a prominent factor in producing bitter is among them all which and driving them to hostility resumption of rent-free and research regarded the grievances of the sepoys relating to the conditions of service. Which of the following was the most serious question of promotion in pay? Which of the following logistic factors did not facilitate outbreak of mutiny among the sepoys? Largely in most cases were controlled by the Indians. The Indian rebellion of 1857 was not one movement. C. Bailey, it was many. The above statement was made by C. Bailey. Which of the following statement about the planning and organization report of 1857 is perhaps the most accurate in the sense of a leader of requisite organizing ability. No planning could have taken place. One group of historians has asserted that the revolt of 1857 was the result of a widespread and well-organized conspiracy. Which of the following was not one of the arguments advanced in favor of this theory? Records of rebels have been discovered several places indicating an organized conspiracy. It is inappropriate to call the revolt of 1857 the National War of Independence because in 1857 India was not politically a nation. The rebel leaders were more moved by personal loyalty rather than loyalty to the common motherland. The concept of national and nationalism was as yet unknown. It is not correct to call the revolt of 1857 purely military mutiny because it was not confined to the army and its causes were deeper than those involved in individual breaches of military discipline. It has been said that Julius Caesar was more powerful than he was alive. The same way he said of the revolt of 1857 because it became a symbol of challenge to the mighty British Empire in India. Where did the first sign of unrest appear? Early in the 1850s Bengal at Barakpur. Mangal Pandey was hanged on the 8th April 1857 and became a martyr. His crime was that he revolted and attacked his superior officers. Where did the Sepoy break out in open revolt on 10th May 1857? Kanpur, the Sepoy of the 3rd Cavaliers Meerut revolted on 10th May 1857. Mangal Pandey was exiled on 8th April 1857. Then who led the revolt in Lucknow? Hazrat Mahal. Who captured Delhi? Nicholson. The army of Portuguese Emperor Bahadur Shah II in Delhi was commanded by General Bakht Khan. The Emperor Bahadur Shah and Nana Sahib were regarded as the central figures of the revolt of 1857 because they both were heads of the two most important ruling dynasties, the Mughals and the Peshwa. The leaders of the revolt of 1857 in Assam was Diwan Mani Ram Dutt, which leader acted as the consul to an alternative government established at Jharkhand during the revolt of 1857. Vishwanath Sahib, which of the following was the chief organizer of the revolt of 1857 in Bihar? Kumar Singh, which of the following was the leader of the revolt of 1857 Dolkand? Khan Bahadur Khan, a leader of the revolt of 1877 who was being sentenced to death, put the noose around his neck with his own hand and with unaltering steps attended the gallows was Tatya Topi. When did the infamous massacre related with Nana Sahib take place? Baby Kanpur, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi captured Gwalior with the help of Rao Sahib Tatya Topi. At which of the following places was the revolt of 1857 particularly encouraged by the Maulvis and the Pandit like Bengal, the leader of the revolt of 1857, who sent their three letters to the King Napoleon III of France during the rebellion was Nana Sahib. The most important center of the revolt in Rajasthan was Kota, the main center of revolt, first recaptured by the merchants of Delhi, which with the recapture of each of the following rebels in 1854, the revolt will be said to have ended the threat of who led the revolt at Lucknow. Begum Hazrat won the personal grievance of the Nana Sahib on account of which of the following became a staunch and anti-British and raised the banner of revolt in 1857 was the British refused to pay him the pension earlier paid to his father Peshwa Bajirao II, which of the following was not one of the reasons why Emperor Bahadur Shah is regarded as the weakest link in the chain of leadership of the revolt of 1857. The British offer of the monetary reward in case he agreed to dissociate himself from the revolt was a establishing factor. The Western educated Indians belonging to the new middle class did not support the revolt of 1857 because they were expelled by the rebels' opposition to progressive social measures. They believed that British rule would help them accomplish modernization of the country, who incited the Sepoy Jhansi to hurl defiance and as their officers and to commit violence and murder. Lakshman Rao, which of the following class also did not support the rebellion. The new middle class, which of the following was not one of the Indian rulers and Jamdas who remained loyal to the companies during the revolt of 1857. Maharaja Jaswant Singh of Dungarpur, which of the following was not one of the financially houses to be deprived of their territories or expansion by the Dalhousie. Gwalior, the merchants became unfriendly to the rebels and supported the British during the revolt of 1857. The main profits of the big merchants came from the foreign trade and economic connection with the British merchants. The rebels imposed heavy taxation on the merchants in order to finance the war. These rebels were also compelled to seize their stocks of foodstuffs to feed the army. The most fundamental weakness of the revolt of 1857 was that the entire movement lacked a modern, unified, and forward-looking program. The immediate result of the revolt of 1857 was gradual alienation of growing distrust between the ruler and the ruled, the extinction of the East India Company, the resumption of the government of India by the British Crown, Queen Victoria's proclamation was read at the Allahabad Darbar on 1st November 1858. Which of the following was not worth the provisions of the Parliament Act of 1857? East India Company was abolished. Recognition of Governor General of India as Vice Secretary of State for India was responsible for administration who by the author of book 1857 in A.T. Embry. Which among the following castes were dominating the squad of Bengal army around 1857? Brahmins, Rajputs. Who among the following were the grievances of the Sepoys in East India Company's army? Unsatisfactory service conditions, encroachment on religious matters, encroachment in dignity, self-respect. Up to which level any could have reached in East India Company's army? Subedar. Which among the following was the most important region for admitting the value in 1860? Placement of the turban by the leather coat. Divine rights of Bengal was received by the British Company in which year? 1765. Which of the following acts provide for the establishment of Supreme Court in Calcutta? 1773 Act. In which year the Regulating Act was passed by the British Parliament to bring reform in East India Company? 1773. Which of the following sentence is correct? All of Regulating Act restricts the power of Governor General. British India prohibited rights on certain areas. Charter Act of 1853 started open competition between system in civil services. Among the following act, which has a provision to spend 1 lakh rupees on education per year? Charter Act 1813. Which of the following act led to the statutory status to civil organization? 1793 Charter Act. The right to revolt. 1765 Charter Act. The regime of which Governor Lagalai. Which of the following is incorrect? The first recruitment was held under the guise of right. Among the following provisions which was included in the Charter of 1830 13. The company's monopoly over trade in India and the company's shareholders was given 18.5% dividend on the revenue of India. The company retained the trade with China and the trade in GT, which attained the complete monopoly of East India Company on trade in India. Chartered Act of 1833 principal centralization was adopted by which of the following Act? Chartered Act of 1833 before the codification of India law, in which sector the provision of establishment law commission was made. The Chartered Act of 1833, after which Act Governor General of India became Viceroy of India. The Charter Act of 1852, who was the first Indian to clear Indian civil service, Satyendra Nath Tagore, on the basis of Mughal system, which officer introduced police system in British India, Lord Cornwallis, in which period judicial system was established in India. Warren Hastings, a book digest of Hindu law was written by William Johnson. Among the following was not in favor of Mughal judicial system and was just wanted to remove its flaws. Lord Warren Hastings, under the rule of which Governor General under courts under Governor General and Faujdari Court under Council were established, and on the place of the moving courts were appointed Lord Cornwallis, who among the following established circuit courts. William Painting, concept of utilitarianism was which was famous in European judicial court, was related with James Mill, who headed the committee formed for the codification of law. Lord Macaulay, by which Act East India Company monopoly over Chinese trade was abolished. Chartered Act 1833, which of the following were the provision of Chartered Act of 1853. The services were now through competitive examination. The law member become the full member of the Governor General Executive Council. The local representation was introduced in the Indian legislature. Among the following established the Sadr Diwani Adalat. Warren Hastings, the dual government introduced by the Pitt's India Act, continued to operate in India until it was abolished by which of the following laws? Government Act, Indian Act 1858. The Christian missionaries were allowed to spread their religion in India under the Act. Pitt's Chartered Act of 1813, under which act is with courts can interpret the rules and regulations. Chartered Act of 1793. The first statute for the governance of India under the direct rule of the British government was the Government of India Act 1858, which act enabled the Governor General to associate representatives of the Indian people with the work of legislation by nominating them to expand his council. Government of India Act 1861, under which act the council were having a power to discuss the budget and addressing questions to the executive. Government of India Act 1892, which act passed to consolidate the government of which act passed to consolidate the provision of the preceding Government of India and Government of India in 1915, which act divided such a power between central state and central provinces. Government of India in 1935. Which of the following was not part of the Government of India Act 1935? The post of Indian Council of Secretary of State for Indian Government Permanent Portfolio System was inaugurated in India through which Act? Indian Council Act 1861. Which of the following act restored the legislative power to the provinces of Bombay and Madras? Indian Council Act 1861. First Muslim corporation was established at Madras. Which of the following act was considered as the first step toward formation of Indian Constitution? Indian Council Act 1892. With which act process of decentralization was commenced? Indian Council Act 1661. Among the following Governor General, who is renowned as father of local self-government, Lord Ripon. Which of the following unit correctly matched Ripon, who is regarded as the propounder of ring-fence policies? Warren Hastings. The first attempt to introduce a representative and popular element in the governments of India was made through Indian Council Act 1861. Which of the following vested the Secretary of State for India with supreme control over the Government of India? Government of India Act 1855. Virtue of which act was introduced in India? Government of India Act 1919. Which of the following act was described by Jawaharlal Nehru Charter of Slavery? Government of India Act 1951. Which of the following is incorrect statement? The Chartered Act of 1893 ended the company's monopoly over trade in India, China as well. At a time when empires were Europe were crumbling before the might of Napoleon. Which one of the following Governor General kept the British flag flying high in India? Lord Hastings. The distribution of power between center and the state in the Indian Constitution based on the scheme provided in the Government of India Act 1935. Which act for the first time made it possible for India to take some share in the administration of the company? Chartered Act 1333. which one of the following governor generals created the Coordinated Civil Services of India, which later came to be known as Indian Civil Services Cornwallis. Which one among the following statement is true about Lord Curzon? It separated the division of Dhaka, Chitgaon and Rajshahi from the provinces of Bengal and annexed them to Assam. Which of the following by the leader of the surprising of Odisha Zamindars 1894 to 1817 against the British rule? Raja of Kurd Jagat Bandhu, the leader of Paiks and the landed militia. Which of the following tribal rebel in 1831 to 32 since their villages were being transferred from their Hedemundaj to second Muslim revenue farmers? Coals of Jhatanagar. Which of the following is known as Ramursa Rising? The revolt of the peasants and the hill tribes of the Maratha country against the British rule under the leadership of Umaji Nayak from 1827 to 28. The major participant in the revolt from Odisha and Chotanagpur was former rulers. The Santals of Rajmahal Hills were provoked to rebellion in 1855 to 57 on account of the heavy demands of ransom, which made them a prey to the sharp practices of money-lenders, the harsh behavior of government officials, the non-payment of wages by the railway authorities, and also insulted their chairwoman. Of the numerous uprisings in Maharashtra, which of the following problem analysis Gadkari revolt? The rising of military servants attached to the force when threatened with disbandment by the Daji Krishna Pandit, Minister of Kolhapur. Khasi uprising was under Tirath Singh Chauhanar, Aboriginals was tribesmen of Midnapur, and who Munda tribesmen were from Shoranapur. Coal movement took place in the year 1831. Which group fought the British and the landlord Jammu in Malabar? Mohammed the tribal leader who was regarded as an incarnation of God and father of world Dharti, and Baba was Birsa Munda, who gave the title of Rani to the woman Naga woman leader to identity Jawaharlal Nehru. The unique contribution of Rani Nehru Naga movement was integrated the tribal movement with the civil disobedient movement. Which land dividing settlement was introduced in Abu Dhabi before the revolt of 1857, which led to widespread discontent. Summer settlement. The resistance to the British rule during the early phase of 1857 took three broad forms. Which of the following was not one of them? Constitutional agitation, a popular movement of the 19th century, which was much better planned and organized and neat than the revolt of 1857 was the Wahhabi movement. On which of the following classes were the majority of civilian leaders of the revolt of 1857 in Uttar Pradesh shown landlords? Who of the following by the leader of the Pagalpanthi sects that defied authority and instigated by the teenagers against the Zamindar? Karim Shah, who was the founder of the Pagalpanthis. Karim Shah, Munda uprising rebellion took place in which region? Chotanagpur region, Ranchi. The Gadkari rising of 1844 to 1845 was directed against the money lenders, British government. The Sannyasi revolts happened during the 1779. The British had put restrictions on visits to the pilgrims. The Sannyasi organized raids on companies' factories. The Karam Shah founded Pagal Panchali, Rajesh were the followers of Haji Shariat Allah. In the 1817 Paik rebellion took place in place of which of the following Odisha? Munda rebellion happened and Birsa Munda. Kutch rebellion happened while the British interfered in the trade routes of Kutch as British president British governed the area and the de facto ruler. The chiefs demanded the restoration of Wada Mahal. Waghera rising happened in 1819. Ramosibad, the hill tribes of Western Ghats. Savantwadi revolt was done by Gadkari's Polygar's revolt was done by the residents of Indigul Malabar. During Diwan Velu Thampi revolt, the Governor General was Lord Velaji. Kuka revolt was founded in 1840 by the Bhagat Jawaharlal. Which of the following rival rebellion was made famous by Bankim Chand Chatterjee through the noble and not Sannyasi rebellion? Which of the following is not tribal movement? The Bhaga movement. Which of the following uprising rebellion is also known as Lugan Great Commotion? Munda uprising /rebellion, the Dhar Rao Banda Every was centered around the Satana. What was the significant feature of Indigo Revolt role of intelligence of Bengal at which place it is content of Indigo growers first boiled over Bengal. So the following area Eka movement was concentrated in United Provinces. Who among the following led Ramosi rising in Western Ghat, Chittor Singh, in which year the Rangpur rebellion took place, set in 1783. What was the occasion for rising of the Khasi in Assam? Khasi in Assam in 1829. The introduction of a large number of British troops on the presence of building a road to join Assam and Sylhet, which was common between the Wahhabi and Quaker movements. Use of violent methods, religious fanaticism. The Indigo Revolt was led by Vishnu Viswas and Digambar Vishwas. The UP Kisan Sabha was founded by Gauri Shankar Indra Narayan Dwivedi. When was UP Kisan Sabha founded? 1918. At which place Mopila outbreak took place? Malabar. Who among the leaders led Quaker revolt in Punjab? Baba Ram Singh. Which was the most widespread peasant movement after 1857 Indigo Revolt? Where did the Bhaga peasant movement occur in 1946 Bengal? Which of the following pair is not correct? Eka movement Madari Pasi. Which of the following codes is not matched? Naikada Bihar. Who among the following came in India at the advent of 52 AD? Sant Thomas. Who was the main objective of missionaries to spread Christianity in India? Baptist Mission College was established in which year? 1880 AD. Which of the following initiatives had been taken by the missionaries of the welfare of women? Opposed infanticide and child marriage, opposed sati system and child sacrifice, promoted widow remarriage. At which place medical college was established by the Lord William Bentinck, Calcutta? Baptist missionary came into Indian Institute at Calcutta in 1793 was established by William Carey. Which of the following was influence of Christianity in Indian society? Encouraged humanitarian activities, encouraged education conversions to Christianity. Which act declared infanticide as a modern and British rule? Bengal Regulation Act of 1795 and Regulation 6 of 1802. Choose the correct act in which year slavery was abolished in India. Act 5 of 1843. Indian Universities Act 1904 were passed during the reign of which was Lord Curzon in 1960, which was the first princely state to make primary education mandatory. Baranda. Aligarh Muslim University was established in which year? 1920. Following which were the main recommendations of Sergeant scheme, free and compulsory education for the age of education for the children of age group 6 to 11, who established Indian Women's University in Bombay in 1926, Professor D. Karwal. Gurukul University in Haridwar was established in which year? 1902 AD. Who among the following implemented concept downward filtration theory of education law document? Which Excellence Committee termed as Magna Carta of modern education in India? Charles Wood Dispatch. In which year the following universities were established? Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras on recommendations of Wood Dispatch. 1857 India. Allahabad University was established in which year? 1887. Who among the following sets the Calcutta Madrasa in 1781? Warren Hastings. Who among the following was the founder of Sanskrit College, Banaras? John Nathan Duncan. During the period of which of the Indian freedom struggle, who among the following started the Central Hindu School? 20%. Which of the following colleges in India was set up by Lord Wellesley for the training of civil servants of the company in vernacular language and customs of India? Fort William College. Which one of the following college was the first to be established? Hindu College, Calcutta. Among the following who cooperated with Raja Ram Mohan Rai in implementation of which educational program? David Harry. Which of the following various acts provided for the annual expenditure for the revival and promotion of literature and the encouragement of then paid natives of India and for the introduction and promotion of knowledge of the science among the inhabitants of the British territories. Charter Act 1813, who founded the Arya Mahila Samaj and made the first attempt to educate Mundoji Ramabai. The Scientific Society was founded by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. The Academic Association was founded by R&D and Deroji. Which of the following planned the scheme of modern education associated with Zakir Hussain Committee for the scheme of basic education? Which of the following plans schemes Commission of British advises the introduction of universal free and compulsory education for children between the age group of 6 and 14. A certain plan of education. Which of the following plan scheme Commission of British recommended a 12-year school course after the passing intermediate examination rather than matriculation? Sadler University Education. Sadler University 1917 to 19. Which of the following plan scheme Commission of British government British increase university control over private colleges by laying down stringent condition of affiliation and periodical inspection by the Syndicate University Grant Commission. In which year education policy was implemented? 1986. Who among the following who recommended that higher education, school education should be made vocational during education policy during British time? First public health system was established at which place? Bengal. The group who advocated between English education over the Hindu general vernacular system were known as Englishist. In the controversy between Orientalists and the English who emerged, dominating among them among the following intellectual persons who were considered as Orientalist: William Jones, James Spencer, Charles Dickens, to promote a systematic study of political and social science in general. Which institute was established in 1917? Indian Institute of Political and Social Science. In which year Kothari Commission was appointed for the improvement in education system? 1864. Which British architect was chosen as a head architect for designing of New Delhi urban routines? Which famous architect is called as architect of poor and precise keeper of India? Laurie Baker. Statue Commission is related with which of the following subjects? Famine. In which year the Third Famine Commission under Anthony McDonald was constituted? 1991. Though Bahara famine occurred in which province in 1791 to 92? Which of the following is not correctly matched? William Jones Hindu College. The Constitution of India was adopted on 13 July 1914 and the Constitution of India came into force on 26 January 1950. Procedure led by law is adopted from the managed constitution. Procedure established by law is adopted from the managed constitution. The power of President to the issue ordinance is the relic of Government of India in 1935, which act for the first time made it possible for the Indians to take firm share in the administration of their country. Charter Act 1833. A federal system and a hierarchy at the center was introduced in India by the Act of 1935. The Indian Constitutional Assembly was established under the Committee Mission 1946, who gave the idea for a Constitutional Assembly firstly for the formation of Constitution of India. Swaraj Party 1924. The declaration of giving a constitution to India by the Constitutional Assembly 22 January 1947. Provision of concurrent list in Indian Constitution by borrowed from Australian Constitution. How much time was taken by the Constitution to prepare the Constitution? None of the system of hierarchy was introduced for the first time by which of the following Government of India in 1919? Whom of the following was the chairman of the advisory committee? Vallabhbhai Patel. Whom of the following was the chairman of the National Committee? A.K. Swami Iyer. The directive principles of the Indian Constitution were adopted from which of the following Constitution? Irish Constitution. The Constitution should give India dominion status was proposed in which of the following plans? Gives the first statute for the governments of India. Governance of India under the directive of the British government was the government of 1958. In which of the following schedules of the Indian Constitution has mentioned the scheduled language of India? Which of the 8. Which of the following statement is false? The original Constitution has 10 schedules. Which of the following is not matched correctly? Part 3. Directive principle and state policy. The idea of concurrent list in the Indian Constitution is taken from the Constitution of Australia. Who was the President of Indian Constitutional Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Who was the Chairman of the Drafting Committee of the Constitution? Bhimrao Ambedkar. Who was the Chairman of the Drafting of the Constitution Assembly? Rasan Mukherjee. Chief Draftman of the Constitution, Rasan Mukherjee. Whom of the following had made a powerful plea for continuing separate electorate? B. Pokhar Sahib. Whom of the following had not opposed the idea of separate electorate? B. Pokhar Sahib. 7th schedule is concerned with partition of power between centre and state. What is not taken from the British Constitution is the Constitution of India. Parliamentary rules. What was Bhimrao Ambedkar's position in the Constitutional Assembly of India? Chairman of the Drafting Committee of the Constitutional Assembly. When was Bhimrao Ambedkar born? 14th April 1991. Which religion did Bhimrao Ambedkar embrace in 1956? Buddhism. Which service did Bhimrao Ambedkar join? What was the other public service? When did British government allot separate electorates to scheduled caste? 4th August 1932. Who went on fast unto death against separate electorate for scheduled caste? Mohandas Gandhi. Who was Bhimrao Ambedkar's portfolio in Indian government law? Where was Bhimrao Ambedkar born? When did Bhimrao Ambedkar die? 6th December 1956. When did Bhimrao Ambedkar die? Where did Bhimrao Ambedkar die? Delhi. Ambedkar was appointed to an All-European Commission in 1925, which was formed to study the constitutional reform in British India, named the Constitutional Assembly Commission. Name the Magician Baba Vinay Muk Nayak. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the discussion of the within the Constitutional Assembly? As the deliberations continued, the arguments were reported in newspaper, but there was no time to debate publicly on the proposals. Who among the following had moved the crucial objective of revolution? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who among the following had moved the revolution, proposing the national flag of India be a horizontal tricolor of saffron, white, and dark green in equal proportion with a wheel navy blue at the center? Jawaharlal Nehru. From where the concept to directive principle of state policy borrowed into Indian Constitution, Irish Constitution. When was Constitution of India came into effect? 26 January 1950. How we can describe the practice of untouchability? Inhuman practice, derogative practice, and brought on into society. What was the need for launching massive nationwide program after independence? Better settlement and rehabilitation of millions of refugees in India. Friends and comrades, the light has gone out of our lives, and there is a darkness everywhere. Where were the words spoken by whom? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who is known as the father of Indian Constitution? B.R. Ambedkar. Where did the Constitutional Assembly meet? In New Delhi. Which practice was described as the slaughter brought on the fair name of India? Untouchability. Under which article of the Constitution can an individual move the Supreme Court directly in case of any violation of fundamental rights? Who was the first Foreign Minister of India? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Who was the first Speaker of the Indian Parliament? J.B. Mavlankar. Who was appointed as the Chairman of the Drafting Committee of the Government? B.R. Ambedkar. Who designated the national flag of India adopted by the Constitution on 21st July 1947? Badruddin Tayebji. When did Constitutional Assembly set out with adopt the Persian Indian Constitution? 26 November 1949. Each of the following sections of the Indian Constitution incorporates the concept of welfare state directive principle of the state policy. Which article of the Constitution provides protection to civil servants? Article 311. After the accession of Jammu and Kashmir to Indian Union on 27th October 1947, the problem of Kashmir continued on account of decision of the Indian government to offer a plebiscite to a certain wishes of the people of Kashmir. The proposed plebiscite in Kashmir, which Pakistan keeps on insisting even now, could not be held because of Pakistan's refusal to get occupied territories. The position of Pakistan was so called Azad Hind Kashmir, that of an aggression or an illegal occupant. The Maharaja of Kashmir decided on accession of Kashmir to India after Pakistan's invasion of Kashmir. The first national policy on education in Free India was launched in the year 1986. Operation Black Board programs was primary education. The objective of inclusive education is to uncover and minimize barriers to learning, to change student behavior and teaching methods, curriculum environment to meet the needs of all children, to promote constantly the local culture and contents of various communities of the society. The first open university in India was established in the year 1982. Which of the following commissions suggested silent meditation as a part of moral values? University Education Commission. Direct Primary Education Program (DPEP) was started in 1994. The main purpose of Navodaya Vidyalaya is to give education to rural talented students. NCT was established by an Act of Parliament in 1995. The title of the report of Education Commission 1964-66 is Education and National Development. The Ministry of Human Resource Development (HRD) includes Department of Elementary Education and Literacy, Department of Secondary Education and Higher Education, Department of Women and Child Development. Which industry was set up with the help of USSR? Bhilai Steel Plant. What do you understand by the term mixed economy? Both private and sector and state mixed economy was envisaged for the first time in second 5-year plan. In India, the Planning Commission was set up in 1950. Planning Commission was a non-statutory body. Rolling plan was suggested by Gunnar Midal. Deputy Chairman of Planning Commission holds the rank of Cabinet Minister, who was instrumental in founding the National Planning Committee. The founder of Planning Commission in 1938 for drawing up a plan of economic development on the basis of industrialization. Subhash Chandra Bose. The Planning Commission was an advisory body. Mixed economy means coexistence of poor and the rich. The Imperial Bank of India after nationalization was given the name State Bank of India. When was Planning Commission set up in India? 1950. What was the first time built on the Champal River in Madhya Pradesh? Govind Sagar Dam. What was the problem faced by India after independence? To maintain unity with whose help the Bhilai Steel Plant was set up in Uttar Pradesh, Germany. So prior to heavy industries was given for the first time in India's second 5-year plan. When was the Community Development Program launched? 1952. In which state in India was Panchayati Raj first introduced? Rajasthan. National Development Council, the highest body in the country responsible for planning and development, was founded in 1952. To pick out the main objective of first 5-year plan, hampered the Indian economic growth. What was the focus of the second 5-year plan? Establishment of heavy industries. Who was the chief planner of first two 5-year plans of India? P.C. Mahalanobis. In India, the 5-year plan was formulated by Planning Ministry. Second 5-year plan was based on Mahalanobis model. The cooperative movement in India was initiated first of all on which of the following sectors? Agricultural trade, the strategy of large-scale industrialization was adopted for the first time in the second 5-year plan. What do you mean by state reorganization? Commission reform of the boundaries of India as state and territory along with their linguistic lines. What was another important name issue discussed in the Constitution Assembly pertaining to the language? Hindi would be the official language. English will be the for communication purpose. For which side was the stronger protection for English linguistic state? Telugu speaking people. The Congress had promised to create create India one independent linguistic state from linguistic group. So Congress had promised to create linguistic state for linguistic group after India won independence. In 1960, Punjab was divided into which state Punjab and Haryana. When the new state of Andhra Pradesh came into being in 1953, the policy recommended by the Kothari Commission was languages, three language formula. Which of the following state was not created under the State Reorganization Act 1956? Madhya Pradesh. Which one of the following is not one of the commission and committees set up to advise on question of creation of linguistic states? Justice Panchu Commission. Which country formed the non-allied movement? India, Egypt, Yugoslavia. What is meant by universal franchise? Give right to vote. What promise did the Congress make in 1920 on forming a linguistic group? Who among the following was not a founder of non-aligned movement in 1956? Suharto. In 1947, all but three of his 532 princely states voluntarily acceded the Indian Union. Which one of the following was not one of the three? Bhavnagar. The immediate cause for signing in Indian War in 1962 was providing letters to the Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama in India. The further corner of non-allied movement was Bandung Conference. The concept of Panchashila was first communicated at the Indian Declaration of 1954. The Panchashila Agreement was signed in July 1954 between India and China. India's policy of non-alignment faced its greatest challenge after Chinese aggression. India's defense ministry was made to resign after Chinese aggression was weak. Krishna Menon. India's policy of non-alignment could be best described as best security for India. The past 2 decades of globalization has been rapid movement in global services and investments between countries. The most common route for investment by each country could be the world in the countries around the world is to form participation with local companies. Globalization had led to the higher standard of living of consumers. A company that owns or controls production in more than one nation is called multinational corporation, where finance is used to set up production, cheap labor resources, trade between countries makes a country depend on other. Globalization by connecting countries leads to greater competition among producers. The most important event of the 1961 was the first Nam Summit in Belgrade and freedom of Goa, the immunity from the Portuguese colonial rule. One major factor that supported the globalization process is willingness to cooperate. Which one of the following is an example of trade barrier? Tax on imports. Removing barriers on restrictions set up by the government is called liberalization. WTO aims at liberalizing international trade. Globalization has created new opportunity of employment. Emerging multinationals providing services. One major government initiative to attract foreign companies to invest in India is to build special economic zones. Globalization has posed major challenge for small producers. Globalization opportunities for paid work for women has denied permanent job. Fair globalization would mean fair opportunity for fair benefits for all, more support to small producers. Liberalization refers to the relaxation of produce government restriction usually in area of social and economic policies. Exim policy was announced in 1992. This investment means selling of a public investment to a private enterprise. Privatization can be achieved by leasing, franchising, contracting all over the world. Thank you.